Good morning. I forgot to hit the audio. Oh my goodness. Well, you heard silence. You saw a video, but you heard silence. So, sorry about that. I'm a one-man band. I was joking with Dennis about this last night. There are so many buttons to hit. I always forget one. But anyway. Silence is good sometimes. The awkward silence is good sometimes. I like a good awkward silence. Sometimes. Awkward silences make people talk more sometimes. All right, let me get Louie. Come here, buddy. Hey. What's up? Come on. Hey. All right. Can't start the day without my boy. Oh, there he is. All right, so let's say hello. I think everything's working. It's working. Hey, Brew Crew. So, man, we got a little bit to talk about. What a wild day for us here in Pinellas County yesterday, right? Jeez, we're going to talk about that. Yes, thank you, Gus. Hey, what's up, Jack? It was peaceful. You get no music. We got Shelly over there. What's up, Miss Shelly Ross? Helping us out on the other side of Florida. Margie from Satellite Beach. What's up? Tina. Tina says, hello, Louie. Yeah, she did. Louie's doing good, Erica. I think he's a little sad. But he's got his brother coming. Longo. He already knows his name. Longo's coming. Longo, next week. Your little brother, you're going to have somebody to play with. Next week, buddy. A week from Sunday, Longo comes home. Yeah, Longo. You say Longo and Louie. Oh, hey, Jay. Harold, yep. We're talking about our DP session. Yep, Shelly's over there linking our Brew Crew. That's actually a fan club. So I think, Shelly, I want to rename it. The Brew Crew is the MWP fan club. We'll keep Brew Crew. But I was watching that Earnhardt movie, and I forgot. Remember fan clubs were kind of big? Everybody's kind of a fan. Join something fun. The fan club. You can be member number 1. There's a lot of people that think you're number 1, Shelly. If you know what I mean. Oh my goodness. Hey, this is the last Daily Brew for a couple days. We're going to be live on Monday. We're heading to Tallahassee for some softball. I get to drive up 19 again. Been on that road 538,000 times, it seems like, in the last couple years. But that's okay. It's a nice drive. So we'll be taking Julie's car, so we'll be in incognito mode. Now we have the Tesla as a storm chaser. I'm going to tell you this. Some of those stories for you. But good thanks to my good friends. Big thanks to my good friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. The weekend's coming. Florida. You know where to go. Only place to go. Family owned and operated. Good family owned and operated. We love them to death. That's for sure. Big time. Hey, later on today, I'm heading down to Bradenton, Sarasota, doing a nice little speaking at the Fish and Wildlife Commission, FWC. I'm excited about that, so I'll be hanging out with all the officers, talking storms and hurricanes and sharing stories with a bunch of folks down there. I'll be posting pictures. Pretty excited about it. Let me show you my blob here. This is what I wake up to. This is a blob, just a blob. Me and Louie are going to look at the blob for a screenshot. We have a lot of folks down in Belize. I always fascinated to think that we have folks down there watching from Belize. But they had their first real tropical wave, it looks like, of the season. And bringing in some rain off of those outer bands. Thank you, Beverly. What's up, David? How's it going, David? No, there's a storm brewing. That would be Louie. Morning, Steve. Hey, Raymond from Barbados. That's pretty cool. The most farthest east island down there in the Caribbean. Good morning, Miss Richard Reamer. What's up there, Mr. James Cusano? And Karen, if she's watching. Joy, good morning. KRG. Granada. How about that? Sailing. Morning, Teresa. That's right. We got to start pumping up the coffee for Chad. We always talked about it. But one of our great friends has an awesome charity, Mountain to Sea Ministries, and all the coffee sales goes to disaster relief. And all the coffee is picked down in Central America. Jeanette from Live Oak, good morning. Good morning there, Sarah. 90s, fifth day in a row. Jennifer, it's hot. Audrey from Niceville. We got the Brew Crew. What's up, Mr. James Candy? All right, I'm going to put you down, buddy, because I know you're mad because your mom went into the bedroom without you. I couldn't even put on my nice shirt I'm going to wear because I knew it would get all hairy. But I do have my Do It for Clicks shirt. Julie made me. Hey, Robert Bowman. What's going on? Raymond from Ohio. Oh, cool, Charlie. Ours technically is a rescue because the owner needed to find a home ASAP. Karen, good morning. Blobs and spinach. We made that shirt years ago. All right, let's talk about some weather. I got to get ready. I'm doing a Bay News 9 interview at 11 and this Fish and Wildlife speech at 1. So I had my Fox weather thing yesterday. Thank you all for tuning in. I wanted to just share the screenshot. Mr. Bob there, good friend of mine now. We talk a lot. I had a great 10-minute episode on Fox Weather talking about questions. We all gathered. Shelly helped me with that. So we answered 3 of the top questions asked on Mike's weather page. Had a really good episode. I'm going to share the whole thing here later. So thank you for watching if you got to tune into that. Yesterday was comical for me, also for Dennis. Me and Dennis are really good friends despite the drama some like to think we have. We don't have any. So soon as we went live at 7:30, man, there was weather happening all around us. Like the storms erupted yesterday. We had that upper level low we talked a lot about throughout the day. Made the atmosphere very, very, very unstable. And it happened. You know, in the last few days leading up to yesterday, we had a lot of water spouts. We had a lot of coastal storms. So that pattern was in place. Now we just had an upper level low that really, really magnified that pattern that was already in place. So we're going to redo this one when we get back from our vacation. Because the whole segment was us watching news, X, Facebook, and watching real-time radar as it was happening. And then they had to break to go to live coverage. So that was all right. I got a rain check. Tropical updates quiet. Let's go do that real quick. Thank you there. Bobby, things are going good, Bobby. I just got my Amazon package. The Storm Chaser truck is about 80% complete with my new Panasonic Havoc mounts from Texas. I got all kinds of folks here to share it, but I'm going to do all that once. Oh, I lost my microphone. Sorry, Brew Crew. Microphone fell off. Dang it. Brew Crew, I'm sorry. The microphone fell off. It sounds good, but when I have Louie there, his little behind knocks it off of my clip here. That's better. Summer looking hot and wet, Beverly. Strange weather, Renda. Yep. Thank you, Harold. We do have those. What shirts? Oh, these shirts. Panama City Bennett, what's up? All right, so no tropical development expected in 7 days. We've been talking a lot about that. The Global Tropics Hazards map we shared yesterday, I'm not going to share today. Doesn't see any areas possible for the next couple weeks. But we still have weather. Come on, Louie, quit that. Quit licking. There's your 15-day ensemble map from Euro. Looks for areas that could be juicy. Pacific still trying to plop out. Flossie, their 6th storm of the year. Really nothing showing. Still got that strong high, lower level wind map in place, which is kind of pushing things along. I'm going to show you the dust map here at the end. A lot of dusty, dry air. We got a big dust plume coming in a couple of days for the Gulf area. That'll probably add a little to your sinuses and asthma. Hopefully not, right? No snorkel for my truck yet. Oh my God, no. Don't use the Q word, Michael. I know. Sound better yet? No, I did not get the camera, Shelly. Lots of hail last night. Yep. I got some of that to talk about. But there's that. GFS 15-day ensembles showing a little low pressure here. These are low pressure centers, so nothing over land develops, but those are low pressure sensors. That's why we have a increased rain, long range rain map for the upper Gulf, Eastern Gulf coming because of this little lingering low, and I'm going to show you that here in a second. I got to cut it short a little bit today. So anyway, we'll see. Things can change. Andrea popped up out of an old frontal boundary in the open Atlantic. That can happen. We look at areas that could impact people on these maps. Fisher people. All right, let's show you that dust map. All right, so there's our current plume of dust. It came all the way from Africa. Strong winds pushing that dust across the Atlantic. And look at it right now. We got some heavy, heavy dust. Anybody from Jamaica right now? The Caymans, Hispaniola, Bahamas, you guys are getting a lot of dust. And it's going to reach Florida later today. Look at this. And it's going to make it up into the Gulf. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. And look at this big plume coming in behind. Another one over the weekend. And look at this other one brewing off of the coast there that's going to be coming in. Look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? 3 dust plumes. Now, when the tropics are very active, sometimes systems can develop in between these dust plumes. So that's not a guarantee. Nothing is a guarantee in the tropics. Water temp is not a guarantee it's going to be a bad season. No dust isn't a guarantee. So everything's just got to come together. Like the Beatles said, right? Come together right now. Over me. Anyway, so there's your dust. Anyway, that's one of the biggest reasons. Look at it. There's another one coming up. We saw that yesterday. Man, middle of the day. We're going to be like, oh my God, look at that. So that's a lot of dust. Usually it starts to let up about middle of July. That's all the way to July 6th. So anyway, that's that. All right. There's the upper level low. Look at that. Would you just look at that? Let's just leave that up there for a second. This was partly responsible for a lot of weather yesterday from the Carolinas all the way down to Florida. You can see the spin. That's counterclockwise, by the way. Somebody argued with me on TikTok that it was clockwise. So I was wondering if they were looking at the video inverted or something. But this is a clockwise, or a counter, now he's got me all confused. A counterclockwise flow. See it? Let's look at it. Would you look at it? See it? See it? See it? See it? Anyway, pushing storms up into the eastern seaboard, down and around, through Florida, across. Low pressures allow lifting of the atmosphere, convection, more of a moist, favorable environment. And when you get those hot temperatures like we had yesterday, heat and moisture, rising air, creates big thunderstorms. Large thunderstorms. It's cold up there. Okay? Saw a million comments, but it was 90. How do we have hail? Well, because that rain gets pushed all the way up in those upper big old cloud tops. Huge cloud tops. Any pilots? What planes fly, 30,000 feet? Some of these storm clouds, I don't even know if they make it that far or not, but higher up the rain goes, the more chances of hail because it freezes. Then it falls down. So we have big thunderstorms, rising thunderstorms, pulls that moisture upwards. Then it falls down as hail. We'll have a lot of hail. But isn't that crazy? That's current water vapor map. So it's kind of going on again today. I'm going to show you some stuff. We still got storms today to talk about. Here's current radar. Just kind of showing you. A lot of marine warnings showing you these storms are popping, man. Coming off of Miami around through the Keys right now. It's not tropical. Upper lows sometimes can develop, but it takes time for them to reach the surface. Lower level winds are very strong right now. So we're not going to get into all that because I got to be short today. But anyway, tribal development, not likely. Sometimes upper level, mid level lows sit over an area long enough they can develop with convection. Convection reaches the surface and develops a low pressure. We don't have low pressure right now. It's called a low because it's spinning counterclockwise, but low is like 10, 12 millibar versus 990. Okay, so it's still high pressure, just not high pressure. Anyway, Peachy, Allergy, Sandy, Rachel, Louisa. God, are you Italian? I would love a good calzone right now. Hey, Marines Tech. Yes, we got a rain check, me and Dennis. We were texting each other back and forth. Hell yeah. Jack, what's up? Hey, I wanted to share this before I forget. My buddy Brandon, Gulf Coast Tempest program. From Gulf Coast, I'm going to open it up anyways because I save all these. I was cleaning out my computer bag for today's speech and I forgot that I threw this in there from Panama. Gulf Coast State College has an amazing storm chasing unit with the most badass trucks on the planet. So anyway, they hooked me up, the Tempest program. So adding to my collection of challenge coins. Thank you. I think I should say the business card in my truck. I always say some of the cards I save in my truck are ones that emergency management. Bell, Florida. Where the heck is Bell, Florida? Gilchrist County. Anyway, I need that one. Here's another emergency management card. Jeremy Odell, Deputy Director, Hernando County. Oh, I remember talking to you, Jeremy. We're talking about Hooters. I save these in my truck because someday you never know if I need them or not. I might be going to one of those counties one day and say, oh my God, remember me? I need help. Morning, Tammy Harvick. 30,000 feet. There you go, Steve. Thanks. Half Baked. What's up, buddy? I sing pretty good. Oh, Gus. No. North Carolina, yes, Ethan, we're going to talk about all that. We got the same pattern with that upper level low, man, and it's going to be juicing things up off the Gulf Stream, off the Atlantic. Storm Prediction Center has you all on a level 1. Might go a little higher, they're saying, today. Deanna from the Keys. Awesome. Kiki, good morning. Gilchrist County, Michael Stephen. Yep. Bell, there you go, buddy. Gotcha. That's right, Judy. Never know when I need them, Judy. Especially when I'm in Texas. Yeah, Scott, that dust plume did look like it was going north. That's kind of wild. That could be setting the stage for a little higher ITCZ line, intertropical convergence zone. Once that line starts inching a little farther towards that 10-degree mark, tropical waves will have a little more chance to try to spin up and break off and get up into that Caribbean. So the dust map kind of shows you that line. Does that make sense? Kind of changing that low exit pattern to a little more north pattern, which is normal. So, all right, enough of that. When am I going to visit Sarasota? I would love to, Jeffrey. I was down there for Milton. Jack's driving Daytona to Savannah. Yeah, you can have some storms down the road. Cincinnati. All right, so anyway, there's that. All right. What else I got to show you? All right, that was yesterday. I didn't really get any good videos, but the funny story, let me tell you the funny story with Dennis. Did I show you the picture of Dennis? I did. So, obviously, we had it was more storm mode with Dennis and I. So, we were meeting the girls for dinner, and I'm like, all right, we're going to go a little early because I thought we were going to talk till 8. And then, so Julie called Emily and Sarah and said, Dad says we're going to eat early, so we'll tell you where we're going to go. So, we jumped in Julie's Tesla. I'm looking at radar. This severe thunderstorm warning is inching up towards Oldsmar. I'm seeing hail signatures out the yin-yang. I'm seeing lightning. I'm like, we're going to go storm chasing in the Tesla. Julie, I swear, she's pretty mad at me. I will not lie. She's like, boy, you drive fast in the rain. Shouldn't you slow down? I don't know if this is a good idea. Then she got quiet. You know when you girls get quiet. Hey, Alan, Chris, Bay Pines. Yeah. I got some of that picture. I think I got a picture. I was going to share that tornado. We are going to talk about that tornado down there around in Largo yesterday. Largo gets a lot of weather. Between that flooding from early in the year last year, the flooding during Helene obviously wasn't quite as bad, but then Milton, you had a lot of water rescues. So that little area of Ulmerton in 19, man, you had a lot of weather stories. But anyway, so we took off, and then we got to Dunedin, and we started getting hail, and my heart pounding. No wonder I got high blood pressure. I'm like, oh my God! And then we hit the red light at Countryside, and I'm like gonna lose it because it's like then somebody hit the crosswalk thing, and it was like 40 seconds, and I'm like, come on! And it's pounding the Tesla, and I'm trying. Then we go north. The next thing you know, we're almost in Pasco. So we go to Krabby Bill's, and Emily's there like 9 o'clock. She goes, "Up, so much for an early dinner." But we still had fun. That was at the road that goes out to Howard Park. You know where that's at. All right, so let me show you a little about these severe thunderstorm risk categories. Now, this graphic's on my website. I share it frequently. It should be bookmarked for you. Yesterday, they expanded the slight risk on the Florida West Coast. And if you look at isolated severe thunderstorms, if you look at the definition of a severe thunderstorm, NWS defines a severe thunderstorm as measured wind gusts to at least 58 and or hail to at least 1 inch and or tornado. So they say a tornado can happen in marginal risk. Now we've had EF3s here, two that I know of that were in a marginal risk. Okay, now today they're going to go assess that, the National Weather Service out of Tampa Bay. We're really curious if it's a 1 or 2. I don't know about a 3, but maybe it will be. I don't know. I would think 1 or 2 because of the damage. They usually use damage as one of the tools. Doggies are good, Lisa. I only got one doggie now, Lisa. Mary Carroll, good morning. Weather for Merritt Island. Well, let's ask Shelly. The storms go around you, Angie. Well, you're kind of where the high pressure is. They either go to the north of you or through the bottom of the south of you. But anyway, there we go. So a lot of people were pretty upset. Brandy texted me earlier today. Right, see you, Judy. I didn't even notice you over there. Oh, have a good luck there. Well, hopefully everything's okay. I got double-sided tape, Shelly. But yeah, a lot of folks were mad because there wasn't a tornado warning. No, Angelique, we're doing another one soon. He's going to broadcast TV in July 1st. They're going to start streaming DPL on a local channel here in Pinellas County, or the not just Pinellas, our network. TV network. So he really wanted it. So it's funny. He texted me yesterday. Hey, let's wait until we're on broadcast TV. And I'm like, man, you announced it yesterday. I already got people excited. He's like, all right, cool. So we already were thinking about moving it. So now we are moving it. So we're gonna have one when sometime in July when he's on network TV. So watch for that. No, at least the new one's coming. The new one's coming. We'll debut that a week from Monday. Let's start doing a countdown to the puppy. Oh, I just got a prescription email. Cool. It's only $13. How about that? We're in a dilemma. We have to... Oh, it's only $6. So we had to switch insurance because Julie now officially is not able to get anything from Publix, and our doctor is not on there, and I'm bummed out. So we're just going to get insurance, but then I'm just going to pay out of pocket when we have to see. And it's usually once a year at this age, hopefully for many more years. Seminole. Yeah, everybody's talking about Seminole too, Sarah. I just don't know. Straight line winds can be deceiving sometimes. I did pull up. Let me show you. So here's that sequence. Let me give it proper credit. There's a ton of these videos going around. I shared Dennis's this morning. These are actual still shots of that area that was definitely, I would say, a tornado. They never officially call it a tornado until they get National Weather Service confirmation. But walks like a duck, talks like a duck, right? This is Lori Gill. Okay, and the full video you can find everywhere, but I shared Dennis's earlier, so I just linked it. But what was wild about it, like I said, National Weather Service is going out there today. But, man, you can see this roof gets ripped off. We had a bunch of roofs flying this way. Next thing you know, the house gets lifted up. Somebody said the TV was still on. I guess it. I didn't really zoom in enough, but I guess apparently there's a TV that stayed on. The golf cart barely moved. Well, then the thing just sat there for a while, and then it came right back down, and this is where it landed. You can see the damage after versus before. So that was wild. Lori Gill. And you know what? Somebody posted in my comments that they know there was somebody in that house, apparently. A lady was in that house. And somebody said that she was okay. Talk about that ride. I mean, I can't even imagine. At all. So that's wild. So, Missouri, we got people from Missouri. All right, Jennifer Rue. Yeah, everybody's a little mad about the alert systems too. I get it. I don't know. Oh, you did post the velocity. Well, Sarah, could you email that to me? Mike's weather page at gmail.com and maybe a timestamp, and I can really go back and look at some radar and velocity pages that I have that we can really change the tilt and see a little bit more clearer and get rid of some of that ground clutter sometimes. But yeah, it was bad down there too. But I know a lot of. But anyway, so this is what I did pull. I mean, this morning I was able to archive. This was 7:02 p.m. last night Eastern. Clear signature. I circled it. Clear signature. This is just east of US 19 Almerton. We're going to talk about the whole weather today. I'm not just meaning to talk Florida, but there's big news for Florida. But we got SPC Outlooks that just got updated for today I want to share, so don't go anywhere if you live anywhere else. But what I really thought was fascinating, more than anything, okay, focus on the image to the left, okay? This is Gandy area, Feather Sound. The purples is usually hail. That's how you read hail. That's just the, radar sends out an echo, and the echo comes back. Well, when that echo comes back differently than it does with light rain, the amount of beams that come back, they know that's hitting something, and it's coming back. It's not light rain. They can recognize it on that echo from radar. So when you see the light pinks and purples, usually is hail. And then there's hail to the south. So my buddy Jay from ROC Park down there in Madeira Beach, where we play a lot of softball, I rode out the Ada. We rode out that December rare cold front that flooded a lot of homes. Obviously Helene. So he was sending me hail videos from Madeira Beach. At the same time, this little cluster, if you were just looking at a radar map and you saw that, you're like, nah, this is where the bad stuff's at. And it was bad down there. I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but tornado bad was this little bit of radar. And on the velocity here, reads the directions of the winds. You can see a tight. Now, somebody at Dennis's, I apologize because Dennis, too, we didn't know what was going on. We're doing our live, and somebody posted that they saw debris signature. And, there was no tornado warning. So, of course, I didn't say I didn't believe anybody. We just were like, man, it's probably straight line winds. But then we were reading X, and we started seeing fire department, Largo, started all this, everything happens, and then it starts really becoming clear. So I never really saw really good velocity. Maybe somebody posted it, I didn't see it. But this morning, man, I was like, that's it. There it is. I zoomed in. That's street level. That's exactly, was it Ranchero or something like that? But that is a clear indicator of a brief tornado. But if you look at this radar of a satellite, it's like, doesn't look that bad. But think about it. When we were chasing storms in Minnesota a couple days ago, right? It's all, and when I was doing that Panama tornado, the EF3 a couple years ago in Panama City Beach, right? It's always those cells out ahead of the lines because that's where it's pulling in all that heat, convection. Everything starts to rise. when you have a big messy system that's large, it's kind of hard for isolated cells to really try to spin up. You get rain wrapped tornadoes, but more times than not, it's these little isolated areas that are outside of that main areas that start to spin up. And you can see a little break, there too, which allowed it, to. So anyway, that's where it was at. All right, so let's talk about today. So there you go. Latest storm prediction center outlook. We got dark green again, all the way to Louisiana, all the way north of North Carolina, all the way north through Pennsylvania. So dark green could be a repeat. Remember, dark green is a level 1 marginal risk. They talked about it. I'm going to read it here. Let's talk about it real quick because I think they said they might add a slight risk later today here. So they're talking about increased severe probabilities. I would think it'd be more the Carolinas and Georgia, but just watch that. The next update's in 2.5 hours. So right around noontime, 12:30, there'll be a new SPC upload. We might get a yellow. But anyway, we're in dark green again. So like I said, dark green, pay attention. It's always... I never turn my back on a dark green marginal risk with afternoon thunderstorms. And remember, you can help me with this, okay? We all learn together. We all educate together. and when you see all that green, you think everybody's going to get something. No. It just means the environment is favorable for possibilities in that area. It doesn't mean everybody in that area is going to get anything. It might mean only 2 out of 10 of you might get something, but it just means that area is areas to watch. Not everybody's going to get something. It just means that area could get something. The environment, could get something. All right, so tornadoes. Here's your tornado. I don't even post it up there because they're not showing it again. But, man, isolated tornadoes. We didn't even have a 2% risk yesterday. There's your hail outlook today. Now, we did have hail outlooks for yesterday. So the likelihood of hail today is a little less the farther south you go. That's hail outlook today. There's your severe wind outlook today. Remember, that low pressure is sitting right here in the southeast, so it's kind of rotating things around the moisture field. So that's your large area that can see some wind. Tomorrow, Friday, look at that. Almost a repeat of today, Friday. So Thursday, Friday, still possibilities of severe storms. So pay attention. Thursday, Friday. A UPS driver. Whoa. Damn. I just got video sent in from a UPS driver. Wow. That's crazy. Still chance, 2%. That's Friday. And Friday, hail outlook is pretty much gone. So that big upper level low starting to weaken and losing that height. What are you looking at over there, buddy? Come here, you good boy. Louis doesn't know we're taking him. He is so mad right now. This is how messed up we are. So I made Emily take Louis to her bedroom yesterday as I got out the suitcases because I didn't want Louis to see the suitcases. Does anybody ever do that? Because if he was to see those suitcases, he would have got really mad. So we hid the suitcases from our dog. Is that normal? Oh, here's your wind outlook for tomorrow. So Thursday and Friday, we're going to have more random storms. And then look what good news for Saturday. I don't see any dark green on Saturday. So hopefully we got a nice quiet weekend. New hazard map came out yesterday. There's that heavy rain we were showing. Remember that ensemble list of the GFS I showed? It seemed like hours ago, just a minute ago. Heavy rain, 629, 72. So we could see some A lingering low pressure area again that's going to linger and bring some rain for 3 days, possibly 29, 30 into the 1st of July there. So, and then more hazardous heat. High to the north, low to the south. Heavy rain up there in Vermont, New Hampshire, and Alaska too. So that's a long range look of what's going on. Let's look at satellite today. Remember, random storms today, almost the same pattern as yesterday. You can see that little spin off the Atlantic coastline. And you just see those storms popping later today. Almost the same pattern. So who knows what we're going to get. But depending on how hot it gets today. Very isolated for everybody. But you can just see, you know, right here. This is about 6, 7 o'clock tonight. 8 o'clock. There's that line of storms. Jacksonville, somebody's asking, you're kind of where that low pressure center is, so you're probably not going to get too much, but there are a couple of them. So it's just an isolated day. You got to plan accordingly. Here's tomorrow, you know, isolated storms again tomorrow. You know, and you can look at things like this. We can look at the precipitable water map. We just know there's a lot of juice in the atmosphere. Anytime you get that. Here's a 00Z. You know, anytime it's yellows and reds popping here and there, that's just a lot of PWatt, they call it. Just a lot of moisture in the air all the way, you know, through the weekend pretty much. So there's that lingering front. Look at that. Wow, that's a lot of moisture. Look at that. That's July 1st and 2nd. Wow. Gosh, it's always weather to talk about. Everybody thinks I'm bored when there's no hurricanes. Do I look bored to you? I could be okay with no hurricanes. I would still enjoy weather of all kinds. That's Wednesday. So that's going to be interesting. I might even share that one. And it's actually going to come south. Look at that. Oh boy, we're going to be on a boat. Where are we going? Forget. Oh, we're going to the Keys. Hey, anybody live down? Hey, we're going on the Margaritaville. One of these days we'll be in the Keys, and one of the days down in Mexico. Look at that. That is crazy moisture. Let's look at some rain outlooks. That's interesting. I didn't really think about looking at anything long range, but let's look at 24-hour rainfalls here. Oh, that's snowfall. Ain't going to be anything on that map. So middle of next week. This will be interesting. Oh, wow. See that? Getting close to the 4th. Ugh. There's Friday morning. Weekend looks better. And sometimes these little fronts can start up something too. So there's definitely some interesting weather next week coming with a lingering front with a lot of rain. 5-day outlook. I don't think we're going to have any flood maps yet, but we could see some issues there. Let's go to day 5. Might not be far enough out yet. But is that day 5? No, it's day 1. Well, there's day 5. Yeah, it's not far enough. Oh, it's only the 30th. Yeah. But we're going to be watching this area down here for flooding. I bet you the experimental map might show something. Let's take a look at that. Let's look at our day 8 to 10 precip map. Oh, there you go. Slight risk of flooding. This is July 3rd to the 9th. I think I'll make a post about that. Man, I got to get going. I got to get ready for an interview. New puppy Tim. You know it. I should do a viral TikTok about that. I mean, those little clips where you have short bursts, you know. Thanks, Sarah. I'll make sure Phil forwards that to me because he reads. So no live tomorrow. We'll be live on Monday. I'll be posting as normal. I'll probably do a reel every day. I've been doing those every day. So there you go. Hey, I stopped by my so we're going to do a couple fireworks posts. Everybody knows I love them. I got so many videos over the years of us having a good time. So I stopped up to Port Richey and met a really cool family. that are storm chaser fans of ours that run the booth up there at Port Richey by the Chili's. So anyway, big thanks to Big Bang. They hooked me up with so many awesome fireworks. I'm going to do some fun posts with them. They're really cool story there all throughout the state. So if you see one of their trailers and you're going to buy some, support them because they support us and me. And turned out we shared a lot of cool stories, and they're big weather fans. So that's awesome. So, but the 4th will be here before you know it. We're having a little party before we go and a little party when we get back over the weekend. So we'll have 2 times to enjoy fireworks. But like I said, the tent up in Port Richey by the Chili's there is where I stopped at yesterday and got stocked up. So support them. They're a good little group there. So, all right. Well, hey, have a great weekend. Storms are going to be on the radar later today. I use Radar Scope, and a new weather app I really, really love is WeatherWise. It's free. I love it. It's a little harder to learn at first, but you can really customize it a lot better. So download an app. Learn your app. Your app's your best friend. Storm movement's your best friend. Knowing where the storm's at's your best friend, because it's almost impossible to isolate and predict who's going to get what. You just know that general area is there. And let me tell you, when I went outside yesterday, I had that gut feeling we were going to get something. You know what I'm talking about. It just didn't feel normal. It felt very foreboding outside. And the moisture in the air and the heat and the way the storms were moving and rising, you just knew something was happening. So